Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and in today's Walking Dead video, I'll be discussing the top 10 best episodes in Telltale's The Walking Dead series. This is an upgrade to my original list I made about a year ago, talking about the top 5 best episodes, so if you want to check that video out, that'll be linked in the card on top right in the description down below. This video would not be happening today without you guys. We did end up hitting 2,000 likes on our last video, which was the top 10 hardest decisions video at 2,000 for Wednesday. So I want to thank y'all so much for that. You're going to have another one this Sunday. Our goal for this video is 1,500 likes. If we can hit that, that would be amazing. And if you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe. We are so close to 200,000 subscribers, and I'd love if this could be the month. We are approaching it. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. So, this list will include Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. I am not going to be putting any episodes from The Walking Dead Michonne, as I don't consider any of them being top 10 material, and I will not be including The Walking Dead 400 Days DLC, as technically you don't really consider that one really one of the top ones either. So, let me know your list down below in the comments, and hope you guys enjoy, and let's get straight into it.
Shoot him!
Wait! I said Tripp should live!
You did, but there's something else you need to understand. Betrayal.
You can't do this!
Fucking figures.
I can do anything I want. You brought this on yourself. Do it.
You can't...
No!
At my number 10 spot, I have to include a Walking Dead: A New Frontier episode. It's the only one you're going to get on this list, guys. But the episode that I'm including, my favorite one out of the third season, is Thicker Than Water. This is Season 3, Episode 4. Basically, the synopsis of this episode was that David was basically set up as the one that was orchestrating all these crimes, when it actually was ended up being Joan, and he was planning on getting hanged in the town square. We had a couple great memories in this episode for me personally. We had, again, another Clementine flashback with either Kenny, Jane, or potentially being alone. We also had the scene with Tripp and Ava, that decision, the ending, Kate with the truck. The action scenes, this ending was the best in the entire season, and I felt, even though the episode was very, very short, the adrenaline rush of this episode was what made it the favorite to me in the New Frontier. But again, compared to every other season, this is nowhere near that good. So this is why I have it at the number 10 spot. Thicker Than Water. Let's move on to number 9.
Who are you?
I could ask you the same question.
You barged in on us, and I'm the one holding the gun. So I'll ask you again. Who are you?
At my number 9 spot, I picked an episode from The Walking Dead Season 1. This is Season 1, Episode 4, Around Every Corner. In my opinion, this episode's very great, but there's some things why it doesn't get higher on this list compared to the other episodes. I did love Crawford. I love the scene with that. I love the bell tower scene. I love the Lee getting bitten scene, not the part where Lee gets bitten, but the adrenaline rush of it. And there were some other good things, but I felt there was a little drag on, in the beginning. It was a little slow paced in the beginning. You had Lee eventually get in the sewers, meet up with Crawford. Then you had Vernon, and I didn't really like Vernon and all that. That kind of dragged down the episode a little bit for me, but the pacing was great, and it still is one of my favorite Season 1 episodes, but there's some other ones, that I prefer over this one. But let me know what you guys think of Around Every Corner. Let's move on to number 8.
You killed Brody. You hit her so hard, her head split open.
That's a lie! I saw you kill her!
What the hell is going on?
Look at her hands! She's covered in Brody's blood!
At my number 8 spot is Season 4, Episode 1, Done Running. Now, my expectations for this episode weren't as high as I expected because of how bad A New Frontier was, but I was amazed. Now, This episode, though, is 8 for a reason. The beginning is very slow. I love the character interactions. I love getting to learn everybody, but I didn't like the beginning pace. It's introductory, it was slow. Usually the first episodes tend to be the slowest, and, like I said, when we get to the middle or near the end, that's when the episodes tend to pick up. But the ending of this episode with Marlon, the entire interrogation, Brody, the revelation of Sophie and Minerva, and what he did, that entire 20-minute, 30-minute stretch made this episode for me. And this is why I have it on this list. This entire scene, the thunder, Ray Chase voice acting Marlon here was just, probably one of the best, powerful scenes I can remember in a game that kind of made you feel like, wow, something big's happening here. And you had the thunder going on in the background. It was crazy, especially how it ended with AJ and the gun. But again, there's some better episodes in this season, but still a very great episode. Let's move on to number 7.
Sarah, get behind me.
Just tell us who you are.
We ain't here to rob nobody. Put the gun down,
Fuck
man.
that! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Please, just do what he says.
At my number 7 spot, I picked Season 2, Episode 2, A House Divided. A lot of reasons this episode gets up a little higher than some might anticipate. One, we had Kenny's return. I didn't expect it at all, and this really, as a huge Kenny fan, that was a great thing to see. We also had Carver's introduction, which I thought was another great scene, especially how he came in the middle of the Walker fight, instantly just takes AKs out, takes all the walkers out, and basically captures all of them. And even the scene with Walter and how that happened, that's just intimidation at its finest, and that's just a wow moment. Even potentially Alvin's potential death if you don't talk against Kenny. You have a lot of different possibilities there. Choices may not have mattered the most in this episode, but adrenaline rush. I really love episodes that put you on your toes, and this was one of those episodes, especially with all the plot twists we had, that really got me hooked. Number 6.
All this. It's worth it. All those times you would ask me if we'd find a home. All I could ever tell you was, we'll see. And your face would fall every single time.
Now, when I originally played Take Us Back, I assumed it to be one of the best episodes, if not the best episode. But after having some time to reflect on it and compare it to other episodes in the entire series, I'm going to put it at the 6th spot. There's a couple reasons I don't necessarily have it higher than it could have been. There's obviously choices not mattering. That is a big factor I'm putting into this. I thought for a second that there would have been multiple endings, that I'm happy Clementine lived at the end of the day, but multiple endings was something I really was excited for that they might try out. It was hinted very likely. Also, the episode was actually 10-15 minutes shorter than the other episodes, so a little less content. And I think, it was rushed up a little bit. There was still reasons why it's on this list. Minerva Bridge scene, we have the boat explosion, all that. Very powerful scenes. And we have the ending. Emotional, sad, triumphant. This episode's still very good, but compared to, it wasn't as good as it could have been in my opinion. I think if it would have, a couple things could have changed, I think this could have been easily a top 3 episode in the series. But still, a top 6, top 5 episode for me. So, let's move on to number 5.
Cat, gotcha! Why, Cat? Honey, oh, fucking God.
When I look back at The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 3, Long Road Ahead, it's personally just amazing. You have the entire build-up of the first 2 episodes, the motel, and the friction between Lily and Kenny come to a head. You have Ben's betrayal, giving the bandits supplies. You have the bandits' attack. You have Duck getting bitten. and the entire thing that ends up leading up with that, and eventually ending up leading to Katja's death as well. Kenny. This is the moment where Kenny's character really changes, and you start to see Clementine Lee start to really build that father-daughter relationship, teaching Gunn, map, all this. This episode is almost near flawless to me, and I just love it. But unfortunately, there's 4 other episodes I think that are just top it a teeny more bit, but this episode has so many memorable, sad... I mean, this episode is probably one of the saddest ones in my opinion. There's no questions asked. But it's also relatable to life. You know, how struggle, everything happens, you know? But let's move on to our next one.
Get out of my way.
Kenny?
Kill a fucking child!
I didn't kill him! It was an accident, Kenny! I won't back down from you, Kenny.
Shut up!
I'm warning you.
At my number 4 spot, I picked my favorite episode of Season 2, No Going Back. Why this is my favorite and it's at number 4, multiple endings is a big factor into it. All the different outcomes, Wellington, no Wellington, alone, going with Kenny to leave Wellington, going with Jane, killing Kenny and Jane and going alone. There's just so many different outcomes. You have Luke's death, Arvo and Bonnie Mike, that betrayal, all the pacing that was built up into this. I mean, the ending was a adrenaline rush. More than Season 2, Episode 2, and that's why, you know, I gotta give it a little more props, and also the multiple endings were, again, perfectly placed in, but I felt choices mattered. That made sense, and that's why I'm putting it here. Let's move on to number 3.
Trust me, Clem. I don't want to. I'm trying.
My parents. It's so horrible.
I can't imagine, Sweet Pea.
And now, you? Please. Please don't be one of them. Please don't become a walker.
At my number 3 spot is Season 1, Episode 5, No Time Left. This episode is the saddest, no questions asked in my opinion, and I mean, even though Lee dies in this episode, and it's completely depressing as hell, that's why it's such a great episode. You feel so connected with the characters and the ending, and it's one of the most iconic endings in gaming, in my opinion, and especially like Lee, you know, as he dies, passing on the shoes to Clementine. And, you know, as you see Clementine evolve in the coming seasons, this is kind of like the catapult of that. And that's why I love it so much. There's also the sacrifice of Kenny. We lose Kristen O'Mead. You know, there's other things that go on. I mean, I just think the beginning wasn't as good as the final 2 episodes I'm going to mention, but what I really loved about this episode was the emotional connection between Clementine Lee and the ending that they showed. So, 2 more to go. Let's do it.
You can't keep us in here! Open up! I will tear you fuckers apart with my bare hands! We gotta find another way out of here! You sick fucking bastards! Open this door, god damn it! I will knock the goddamn door down!
Now, personally, in my old list, this was my number 1. This episode, though, there's one episode I believe that tops it. This episode was the craziest episode in the entire series, though. The St. John's. I never expected cannibals. In the apocalypse? No, but I expected crazy psycho shit, yes. But this episode, Mark, all the stuff that went down, the ending, even the beginning, meeting them, I didn't trust them at all, and we still went with them. Seeing what they did, you know, I'm thinking they're nice people at the start, 30 minutes in, and then you start to slowly figure out, oh my goodness, they got stuck hiding in the barn. What is it? They got a bunch of tools. Oh god, dinner. And then you see Mark, and that's when really this episode really hit the next level. When you find these people are cannibals, the final fight scene between Lee and the brothers, I mean, it's just phenomenal. I think this episode literally could be number 1. Again, it's my opinion though, but this episode's the best in season 1, no questions asked. And again, it could be the best in the series. It's just up for interpretation and opinion. So, my number 1 spot, let's do it.
On the river. Of course, they didn't get far. What happened then, Minerva? I killed her.
Shit, Minnie! What the fuck?
Is that true?
Your own sister? Why would you do that?
So this may come as a shock to some of you, but the minute I played Season 4, Episode 3, Broken Toys, and I finished it, I sincerely believe this to be the best episode in the entire series. And I know, that's tough. Maybe maybe a lot of you may disagree with me. But the entire episode is flawless. To me, I love it. I love everything about it. The introduction, Abel, basically making me feel sorry for him. I wanted to kill the living hell out of him after episode 2. You can go check my stream. I hated the guy. They ended up making me want to mercy kill him because I felt so bad for him. That's their first justice they did in this episode. I was like, oh my goodness, this is a great episode. You're making me feel sorry for Abel. Then we've got the boat introduction. We've got James showing him his Walker philosophies. Start to really learn what James' psyche's like. Good background character story. Then we have the entry into the boat. Probably one of the craziest Walking Dead scenes I can remember. Going in with a horde of walkers while everyone's shooting. Getting that bomb on the boat. Then you have the revelation of Minerva betraying us. Revealing she killed Sophie. Then you have a couple things with AJ and his potential dark side pop up with James mentioning it. I mean, I thought this was just great. I mean, everything was like hype, man. I was feeling so engaged with this episode. And it even got better. We got the fight with Minerva. We've got the ending with potentially Lily, AJ, snapping. And I was like, holy moly. When Lily got shot, I was freaking jumping up in the air, like excited. Because I hate Lily. Really do. And then the bomb explodes. And that cliffhanger was just... wow. Words can't describe how excited I was. And obviously having to wait for the 4th episode from that cliffhanger was just... I think this episode's flawless. It's just one of those Walking Dead episodes that remind you this is how the game is. It's emotion. It's trial. It's tribulations. It's conflict. It's bad shit happening. At the end, cliffhangers. This is The Walking Dead. This is the episode that if I had to tell somebody, give you 3 episodes that describe The Walking Dead, it's my top 3 list. Those 3 episodes, my 1, 2, and 3 options, are the ones I would have to show. If I had to show someone The Walking Dead for the first time, play these 3 episodes and you'll know how crazy this game is and how amazing it is. But those are my top 10 episodes in Telltale's The Walking Dead. I'm going to put some disclaimers out really quick. Some episodes that I could have included on this list that I think deserve a honorable mention. Season 1, Episode 1, A New Day. Definitely could be on this list, but didn't feel it was needed. There's also probably Season 2, Episode 1. I thought that was a really great episode as well. Just didn't feel it was worthy of this list. And probably Season 4, Episode 2, Suffer the Children. Those are 3 I probably could have included in this list, but I decided not to put on. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you could do me a favor, smack the like button, hit us up if you're new, and I'll see y'all for our next Walking Dead Top 10 on Sunday. Leave some topics down below for more, and thank y'all so much for watching, and toodles.